The Galactic Military Academy's entrance gate gleamed under the twin suns of Proxima 4, a monument of crystalline alloy that had processed thousands of aspiring cadets from hundreds of worlds. Katniss stood before it, her worn leather jacket and faded Earth military surplus boots drawing sneers from the cluster of alien cadets waiting in line. "Look at that," a Zarathian cadet hissed, his chitinous plates clicking with amusement. "An Earthborn actually thinks she belongs here." His companion, a tall Valorian with skin like polished obsidian, laughed, a sound like wind through metal tubes. "I heard they still use chemical propulsion on their world. Primitives playing soldier." Katniss kept her eyes forward, jaw set. She'd heard worse during the 6-month journey from Earth. The human colony had only been granted provisional status in the Galactic Council 3 years ago, and humanity's reputation preceded them, violent, reckless, and hopelessly outmatched by species that had been spacefaring for millennia. The line moved forward. Each cadet stepped through the scanning gate, which hummed pleasantly and displayed their homeworld in soft blue holographic text. Zarathia, Valoria, Centauri Prime. The cadets strutted through, already forming cliques, already acting like they owned the place. Then it was Katniss's turn. She stepped forward and the gate's hum changed pitch, rising to a sharp, almost panicked whine. The holographic display flickered, then blazed crimson. Bold letters materialized in the air, rotating slowly so everyone in the courtyard could see. "Earthborn, do not engage." The laughter stopped. Silence crashed over the courtyard like a wave. "What the hell?" the Zarathian muttered, backing away instinctively. The Valorian's confidence evaporated. That's a combat warning. I've only seen those for Deathworlders," someone finished, voice trembling. Katniss stood frozen, equally confused. She'd never seen this designation before. A human official had assured her family that the Academy would be challenging but fair, that humanity's inclusion was a sign of progress. No one had mentioned this. A door hissed open to the side of the gate. Neo emerged, a human male in an instructor's uniform, midnight blue with silver rank insignia Katniss didn't recognize. He was older, perhaps 40, with close-cropped gray hair and eyes that had seen too much. Those eyes found Katniss, and something like sympathy flickered across his face. "Cadet," he said, his voice carrying across the silent courtyard. "Come with me." The alien cadets parted like water, pressing themselves against walls and columns to avoid getting close to her. Katniss walked through the corridor of fear they'd created, following Neo into a side building. Behind her, she heard frantic whispers. "Deathworlder protocol. My professor said they evolved in a gravity well twice. Standard. Heard they can survive injuries that would kill us instantly." Neo led her to a small office and gestured to a chair. He didn't sit. Instead, he stood by the window, looking out at the Academy's sprawling campus. "You weren't briefed," he said. It wasn't a question. "No, sir. I don't understand what just happened." Neo sighed, rubbing the bridge of his nose. 3 months ago, a human merchant vessel was attacked by pirates near the Kepler Belt. 15 raiders, military-grade weapons, augmented combat bodies. Standard predator species, Graxians. "I heard about that," Katniss said. "The crew survived." "The crew didn't just survive," Neo corrected, turning to face her. "There were 3 humans aboard. 1 engineer, 1 pilot, 1 cargo handler, none with military training. In 8 minutes, they killed all 15 pirates using improvised weapons and vacuum exposure tactics the Graxians had never encountered." He tapped a control on his desk. A holographic video played, security footage from the merchant ship. Katniss watched, mesmerized and horrified as 3 ordinary humans transformed into something primal and terrifying. They used tools as weapons, turned the ship's own systems into traps coordinated without speaking. The Graxians, each bred for combat, fell one by one. The Galactic Council reviewed the footage, Neo continued. Then they reviewed every human combat encounter on record. Earth's wars, our survival rates in hostile environments, our psychological response to threats. They came to a conclusion. He pulled up another document. Katniss saw the header. Revised Threat Assessment Species Homo sapiens. Humans, Neo said quietly, evolved on a Class 12 death world. That's 4 categories higher than what the Council previously believed. Earth's gravity, atmospheric pressure, microbial lethality, predator density, and environmental volatility place it among the most hostile inhabited planets in known space. Katniss felt her world tilting. But we're not special. We're just survivors, Neo finished. That's what makes you terrifying. Every human has ancestral memory of facing extinction-level threats. Predators that hunted us. Diseases that killed millions. Climate changes that reshaped continents. We survived all of it. Not because we were stronger or faster, but because we were more stubborn, more creative, more willing to do whatever it took. He closed the hologram. The do not engage warning isn't an insult, Cadet. It's a safety protocol. You're not being rejected from the academy. You're being classified as a tactical asset too dangerous for standard combat training. So what happens now? Neo smiled, a tired, knowing expression. Now you prove them right to be afraid. You and the other 17 humans in this year's class will be training in a separate program, one designed for species that don't have the luxury of giving up when things get hard. Through the window, Katniss could see the alien cadets still clustered near the gate, casting nervous glances at the building. She thought about her childhood in the ruins of old Seattle, about the stories her grandmother told of the collapse and the rebuilding, about how humanity clawed its way back from the brink, not because of destiny or divine intervention, but through sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit. "Sir," she said, standing straighter, "when do we start?" Neo's smile widened. "That's the spirit. Welcome to the Academy, Cadet. And welcome to the only program in the galaxy where failure literally isn't an option." As she left his office, Katniss caught her reflection in the polished wall. A young woman from Earth, wearing hand-me-down clothes, carrying the weight of a world that had learned to survive anything. The crimson warning still rotated above the gate outside. Earthborn, do not engage. Let them be afraid, she thought. Humans had been the underdog before. It had never stopped them yet. End.